Welcome to this next episode of Your Music, Your Story. Today we're talking with the band American Death Cult from Greensboro, North Carolina. Is that right, North Carolina?
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right, awesome. Well, thanks for joining me today. So who do we got here in the band?
I am Ethan Coltrane, guitarist, singer, pyrotechnic,
Frontman extraordinaire.
something like that. I don't want to boost my own ego that much, but
okay. Do it.
all right.
I'm Demarion. I'm the drummer, kind of the hype man, I do it
Kind
all.
of.
Kind of.
Okay.
Everybody needs a hype man.
Yeah.
So who else is in the band with you guys?
Our good pal Carter Yules. He's
McFly.
unable to join us at this moment. Carter McFly Yules, our bass player.
He's our rock.
So
he's our solid
yeah, if
foundation.
Demarion is our soul and I'm the brains, I don't know what Carter is.
The heart?
I thought you were the heart.
No, soul and heart is different.
Yeah, that's yours. We'll figure it out later.
I'm the
It's not that
soul.
important.
Carter's the heart. You're the brain. Okay.
Okay, yeah, something like that.
Some body part that's important.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Aren't all body parts important?
Most of them.
I don't know. I got 10 toes. I'm pretty sure I could not use one of them.
Yeah, at least one.
I don't know about all of them.
Yeah.
So what would you guys consider your style to be?
Surf grunge. That's a term that people say. Surf punk sometimes, garage, horror punk.
Okay.
Or a cluster.
Am I missing any?
Things.
I don't know if we can swear.
I don't care. Yeah, do whatever you want.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay, cool. Or a clusterfuck of things.
Somebody has a history of being told, "Hey, don't swear," and then swearing anyways.
It was an accident, I swear.
Nice pun.
Thanks.
It ain't punk unless you're swearing anyway.
Something like that.
So how long have you guys been a band for?
With me in the mix, about a year.
Yes. With Carter, about a year, maybe a little bit more than a year, I guess. But I started this as like a solo project. And it was me and like a rotating door of drummers. And then I finally was like, if I'm going to do this like legit, I should probably get a bass player. But at that time, I was listening to a lot of Waves and White Stripes. So I was thinking, man, I don't need a bass player. I don't need that. And then I was like, maybe I do. So, talked to Carter somehow, some form of the internet. And he was like, yeah, I'll be down. And, we played. A few more drummers later, Demarion came in, and yeah. A few band name changes. And by a few, I mean too many to count.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Unless it's on a t-shirt and you have to make a new t-shirts, then yeah.
Okay, yeah, that would suck. Pay for t-shirts and then you're like, oh, that's not us no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would blow.
Whose idea was that?
Sounds like this has happened before.
It happened a few good times.
I
don't know why I said we're good.
T-shirt.
I still have some Boogie Boards t-shirts somewhere. But in order to help with the copyright and the YouTube, and not the YouTube, like the Google algorithm, I had to throw in an extra E and B in there. And I bet so I've been spelling the word boogie wrong my entire life because it's Boogie. I always thought it was Gey. So I guess I'm just a moron.
Who cares?
Yeah.
It's like corn. Just spell it with a K.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So what's the last album you guys did? So one that I was listening to was your
yes,
Skinwalkers. Is that your new one?
Skinwalker? Yes, that's our debut.
Nice. Nice.
We're working on some new stuff. I don't
It's almost a
know.
year old.
It's almost a year old. I think we got to put out something soon. So we're gonna get on that when we get on that. But yeah, Skinwalker is our currently our only album. Took 3 days, 3 days to record that thing.
The
Uh,
second time around.
Second time around. We're not gonna get into what happened the first time. That was it was a story for another time.
Okay. Well, hey, I won't say no to a good story.
But yeah, that's the album. What can I say about the album? Originally it was supposed to be like a different sound completely, pretty much, because I pretty much wrote all the songs on that album, and I pretty much write. I'm like the main songwriter. Though Demarion, to his credit, he has stepped up and helped me out since he's been in the band.
I just thought some ideas.
So it was kind of 50-50. And I was like, yeah, I don't like this because it needs to sound like one idea. Because I feel like some albums, there's like too many different changes, I guess.
Things that just don't match up together. Is that kind
Yeah,
of
like I didn't want it to be like a grand concept album or anything. I didn't have like a story in mind, but I knew that certain songs wouldn't fit.
okay?
And we didn't have the time to record them and get them right the proper way and what I wanted to do with them. So, and some of them were like poppier too. And the poppier stuff is like this, some of the earlier songs that I wrote, and I really wanted this. I wanted to save them so I could properly record it. Get some strings, maybe a keyboard in there. Uh, fancy stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like
you're
a
looking to go
piano.
all out.
But we just sat down and we were like, okay, these are like 4 songs that we want for sure on the album because people like it when we play them live. We get a response. Uh, the first track and the last 2 songs were written before we recorded the album.
Like the week before, like
Yeah.
right before.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
I remember because I was like, okay, this is gonna be the first song, and I was like, I kind of don't want that to be the first song. So I just grabbed my guitar and I like pulled some riffs out of my ass. I was like, how's that sound? They were like, okay. And I remember we were playing in my garage, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be the last song on our album. And they're like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, we can make it work. And a few tries later, we got it pretty much down.
I broke every pair of sticks I owned at that point in the course of those 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you call good drumming right there.
D, is there anything you want to add about the album? Like
The
a
album
general.
is just as a whole, the album, you can kind of hear all of our different, I won't say different styles because it's all collectively the same style, but kind of our different pulls in direction of what we wanted to go in. You can hear that throughout the album. You can definitely hear our influences a lot because
Yeah.
I listened to the album back, and then I know this is gonna sound like, oh, every grunge punk band ever, but like my snare sounds almost identical to Dave's snare on the Nevermind album. And I was like, oh,
Well, there's
that
nothing wrong with
pokes
that,
through
though.
quite a. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that, but it poked through so much, and I was like, I didn't know that while I was playing it.
I feel like some albums you turn them on and it's like the same song like times 12. So I wanted to like make sure there was some variety. We have like a grungier song. We have like a doo-wop, some lo-fi acoustic stuff in there.
So was
All
that
this
the October one? I think it was.
Yes, October is the acoustic song, yes.
Not October anymore.
Now, so how
Yes.
many of them did you already have written before you went on? Was it just those last three? Are you saying, but the rest you'd written long before or not too long before?
Well, tracks 2 through 6. So Emo Beach to Airwhack. All those songs were stuff that I wrote at various points. Emo Beach, I think, was like the oldest song on the album because I've been playing that one for a very long time. Me and my friends, I think we wrote that one maybe a little bit before Demarion joined.
Yeah, you said like
Yes.
2 3 weeks before I joined.
A few weeks, maybe a month before you joined. I remember I was playing with Carter and his other drummer, and I was like, okay, well, I just used me and my friends as just like a fill-in sentence. So I was like, okay, well, now I gotta go back and we're gonna write actual lyrics. And Carter looked at me and said, why? And I was like, because that's how songs work. And he goes, it sounds cool though. And I was like, okay. Makes my life a little easier.
You win.
Yeah, you win. But yeah, October, Sam's, and Skinwalker, those are the songs we wrote. We wrote those last minute as can be, but I do love October, and I do want to do like a full band version of October on streaming sometime. So hopefully we can do that soon.
So did you write those last three just to have more songs on there, or you didn't like they didn't have enough on the album, or just hey, let's throw some more together?
Those three were there because we had other songs written, but all the other songs, either one, didn't fit with what I wanted the album to sound like, or two, we haven't practiced them well enough so they are at a shape where like, okay, we can put it on streaming. Because every time you play with a band, okay, this sounds okay, but a few more practices, it'll be better. And some of the songs never got that point. So we're putting them in the
even
back
during
burner.
the recording process, like some like Skinwalker and Sam's, like those were like we were shaping them as we were recording.
Pretty much.
Like at the end of I think Sam's Suicide, you can hear like the guy we were recording with, his name is Julian, pretty cool dude. But like we were just recording it, and so we kind of dropped out.
Yeah.
We kind of like collectively dropped out at a point, and Julian reached over, grabbed Ethan's guitar, and just starts fiddling his hands on the fretboard, and that's like that little end sound on Sam's Suicide. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And I remember when we were recording it, the first day, I think if I'm correct, we recorded 5 songs on that first day. And then the second day, it was mainly Sam and Skinwalker, just working on those 2. And then during Skin, I had like a little nervous breakdown because I got really anxious out of nowhere because like the bridge part, for some reason, was giving me a lot of trouble recording, where it goes up and down. And I had to go to the bathroom, and I had to hype myself up to go back in there, try again, because I was really freaked out. And I was like really nervous that this song wasn't good, that I wasn't good. And then we knocked it out. And then after that, Demarion had to go, Carter had to go, and with like 15 minutes left on the clock, I turned to the guy recording. I said, "Hey, Julian, can you get me an acoustic guitar and a microphone? I can knock out one more song real quick." And 2 tries later, we got it. October out of the way.
No, that's awesome. That's
The
awesome.
the first time I messed up the words, so I was like, okay, one more take, and I got it, and I got it the second take, so that was pretty good. That was a great feeling.
Oh, heck yeah, it is. That's always a good one.
Yeah.
So what kind of studio musicians are you guys? I know some really just absolutely hate the studio, just dread it. Some enjoy it, some are eh. So how are you
As
guys?
long as I get to hit things with my hands, I'm cool.
I don't care.
The studio to me, it all depends on like who's recording and how their personality is, because it really does help to have someone that's like, hey, do it again, do it like a little differently, try this, but not someone that's like too involved, that's like saying no, 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 you gotta do it like this and that, that sweet middle spot between caring too much and not at all.
Yeah.
That's where real art comes in.
Oh yeah.
Make sure that you just sound the best you can, not telling you how to do everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
I approach like recording a little different from shows because I know with recording you got to be more consistent as just a musician in general. And
Indeed.
with me, I don't play anything the same way twice, ever. You'll never hear it the same way again. So just making sure I made note of where, like, okay, that is like probably the best I've played this specific part, just like keeping track of that during the recording process. That's just kind of what I take with me.
Okay. Do you use a click track at all when you play, or you just kind of, or you use
Nope.
tracks to keep your place?
No.
Nope. We just
I
go
mean,
in, we
yeah,
record the instruments together, and then we add vocals and
yeah.
whatever else we do.
The first album was all live.
Okay.
I think we might have done a slight click track type of thing on Billy's Christmas Party, if I
Yeah,
remember correctly.
I have
But
possibly. I have no idea.
Ethan wasn't a full. Ethan was not on guitar for that one.
Yeah, I was on a guitar for that one song. So the less we talk about that one, the better.
Okay. We'll just skip that one. Move on. Nothing to see here. So what are you guys' plans now? Are you say you're going to go back and do another album?
Yeah.
Yes, we are. We're in talks with some new people to help record. I'm not going to say any names right now. Not going to say any dates because that's all in the air. Anything can change. But we're in talks to some places to go record. We have the album's pretty much written, but with me, I always feel the need to go back and change lyrics all the time. So there's only like at the moment one song that I think needs to be rewritten, but I can knock that out pretty fast. So depending what mood I'm in. There's like maybe a few songs we need to work on, but for the most part, I feel like we're good at the moment. We can go in soon and knock it out.
That's good. Do you have all the songs you're going to play, or are you going to kind of do like with this one where, okay, last minute, let's just throw some together, or you have your whole list already?
We have our whole list, and if we steer off in the list, there will be punishments for everyone involved.
So you
Hey man, y'all didn't play the songs right. It wasn't my fault.
Dang.
I'm just here to keep time. I keep time.
Hey man,
That's my
I'm not.
job.
I'm not a doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta have
I'm
a
not
solid
doctor.
drummer, that's for sure.
Yeah,
You can always tell when there's a doo-doo drummer out there, and you're like, ah, dang it.
yeah.
But you do a good job there. So how long have you been playing drums?
Since I can remember, I think my first memory is like literally me sitting at like first drum set and going, I'm gonna hit it all.
I'm going to get that.
So since like I don't know the ripe old age of 2 years old, so I don't know. I'm knocking on 19. So yeah, about the last 17 years, I've been hitting things with no remorse whatsoever.
I hear you. I hear you. That's why I started playing around junior high. Was just sometimes you got to let out that frustration and anger.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just a fun thing to, like you said, you let it go, man.
Oh yeah, we were practicing yesterday and I got a little clip of it and I was just looking at myself like earlier today. I was like, wow, something
Yeah.
pissed me off and I didn't even know it.
I think I know what part you're talking about, but
Like on
I could
we
be
recorded
wrong.
a demo. We recorded the
Yes.
demo and like I was looking at the part in the video before, like while you were recording the demo and while I was recording the video, I could see like that shift and I was like, ooh,
It's all in the
damn.
eyes.
It was all literally it was all in the eyes.
Thing just got real quick.
Yeah.
So how often do you guys practice?
We
Every
try to
week.
practice every week as much as we can. I would like to practice every day, but that is not an option due
Hell
to
no.
numerous reasons. But
Like today's my only day off in this entire week where I'm not touching sticks. Okay.
also, I
just
know if we
what the hell?
do practice every single day together, it's gonna be good, and it's not gonna be good. So
Someone's throwing a fist in someone's face.
yeah. But we always try to practice regularly as much as possible. And before it was just like the day of practice would always change throughout the week, but now we're like, okay, this time 2-3 hours, we'll knock it all out. Yeah.
Sundays has
And
been like our consistent day as of
I
late.
think yeah, Sundays are our most, also I think when we're done, we have more stuff than we usually do. I mean,
Yeah.
practice, how we've been running practice has changed too. So
I think it's mostly because we're no longer in your house, so we're just not like sitting on
yeah,
the couch for like 45 minutes, just like, what do we do?
yeah. And now
We
I
have an
have like,
actual time limit.
yeah, we have an actual time limit. And I actually have like a list of all the things we need to work on and prepare for.
Oh, so you guys
That's
do
good.
one of those room things, whatever they are. I don't want to say room.
Yes.
Yeah.
We rent a space.
I'm very good friends with those people. I'm there like all
We
the time.
because we do used to practice at my house, but the neighbors and the
Other
neighbors
factors.
and other factors were kind of like, hey, can you not? Can you practice somewhere else, please? And I was like really anxious because I didn't know where else to practice. And Carter was like just there.
I've been trying to get them at Moonlight for weeks beforehand. I was
Because
like, we can just practice here.
like I was like calling up just anywhere really, like a lot of, what are those things called again?
Practice rooms? Practice
No,
spaces?
not practice rooms. There's like you put your junk in there.
Oh, like
Storage.
Storage facilities?
Yeah, storage facilities. Like Storage Wars.
Oh yeah.
That show exists.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I called them all up, and the one person that's like, "Oh yeah, we do bands." I was like, "Okay, can we go there?" They go, "Actually, we're full. There's enough bands. Bye bye."
Too much
Try this guy.
noise.
That's rough.
So
Ethan
I was
finally
like,
caved.
"No, I was already caving," but Carter was the one that'd be like, I don't know if I want to go there because I don't know." And I was like, "Just fucking go there." He was like, "Okay," and now he doesn't complain as much.
Yeah, I don't know how. I only did practice in a storage unit once, and it was in San Antonio, Texas. And it's just like, goodness gracious, it's hot in here.
Do y'all have AC in there?
No, it
No.
was like this one was just like your regular storage unit. You just
Yeah.
so hope the sun was down and went.
Yeah.
Bro, it was hot yesterday.
It does get a
Both of us,
it does get hot
we
in
had to
practice. Not in the fun way either.
Wow, wow.
Only Carter was here.
So in the place where you guys practice, can you play whenever you want, or are there only certain times that bands can play?
Oh, we play whenever.
Yeah, we play whenever. There is they do have other bands that play there, so we normally tend to do it later in the day. But sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 2 hours. This depends on how everyone's doing, whatever we can do. So
Depends on if some of my other projects are like, yeah, let's practice today. And I was like, okay, 4
yeah,
practices in one day, let's get it.
So how many practices did you got? I mean, I know as a drummer, sometimes, man, they're hard to come by. So everyone's hitting up a drummer.
yeah.
Yeah, people just, well, mostly it's like my another band I have, and then it's just me just like working out ideas that I have that I want to use personally.
Okay.
But every once in a while I'll get a text and like, hey, you want to go play at this one place real quick? And I was like, okay, let's go.
All right, fine. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
So when I talked with 30 is Dead,
Yes.
I kind of asked them about what the music scene out there is like, and it sounds it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah, it's a little difficult. Off the top of my head, I don't remember where 30 is Dead is located.
I think they were somewhere around Raleigh, but I think one of the guys lives up north somewhere.
Yeah, I think they're one of those bands that have like split
Yeah,
a little bit.
I think they
Yeah, the
practice
music.
over the internet.
Yes. Yeah, the music scene is a little difficult here, I guess.
because everyone wants to do something either with their group
Yeah.
and venture outward, or they want to play by themselves, and or they want to only perform on open mics, or some
There's a lot
people
of
don't.
factors.
So many factors.
I mean, that's what happens when you don't live in like, a music town or a populated area, So it's gonna be harder for, you to find people to play with, and then you to find people that like what you play. But like we there's like in North Carolina, there's a lot of variety that I feel like a lot of people don't realize.
Oh yeah, for
Because
sure.
like we've played with emo bands, we've played with
Indie bands.
indie bands, we played
We
with
played with
whatever Gage played the last time we did a show with him. That man is insane. Like
that man Gage is insane, man.
I went out while he was playing, and it sounded like some abstract horror movie acid trip going on. And I was like, I'm kind of fucking with this, to be honest. Like this should be in a video game.
Dude, nah, for real. Like I was playing a show Saturday, uh, and I showed up, and this one girl was singing, and the music was nice, but all
Yeah.
I heard was I should really be on shrooms right now to
Yeah.
like understand this.
That's one sentence that you can say right now at this moment in time.
Yes, it
But
is.
there is a lot of variety, more variety than people realize. I mean, it depends, of course, where you are in the state. If you go to Appalachia, the mountains area, you're gonna get some folk, some southern rock, some twang. You know, you go some other town, you get some other flavor. It's all one weird banana split.
So how often do you guys try to play shows?
We try to play shows whenever someone says yes.
Yeah. I'm surprised we ended up with 2 this week alone.
Yes, we have 2 this week at this moment when this is being recorded. We do. It's just hard for us to schedule shows because first of all, you gotta schedule so far in advance and hope that okay, when this week happens, when the week is closer, one of us doesn't have to work, and one of us is gonna be in town, and one of us isn't gonna be having a mental breakdown in the back of an IHOP. I was gonna say that was me, but okay. Thank you
I
for lifting
love
that burden.
IHOP.
I love IHOP too. People hate on IHOP for no reason.
Oh, I love
I mean,
that.
I understand sometimes. Like, it's not always the best, but like, come on, the French
You can never
toast.
go wrong. You can never go wrong with a cupcake pancake with that
Have you had
glaze on it.
their milkshakes?
The milkshake?
The milkshakes
like
are pretty
their
good.
ham, egg, and cheese. That's my jam.
Oh man,
Ooh,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
yes.
But like, we were on some playlist of like North Carolina bands, and I shuffled it one time, and I was like, kind of
This is so
amazed that like some of these
different.
bands came from North Carolina.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like either it's hit or miss with bands in North Carolina. I'm not gonna say too much, but like either
Yeah.
you find a band that it should be way bigger than they are just off their sound, like they're so well put together. And then, you'll probably go somewhere like some little hole in the wall and just be like, I see why you're playing here.
I mean, that's every scene though, at the end of the day.
I mean, yeah.
No matter who you ask, everyone's gonna have a different response of, oh, this guy should be more popular than this guy, and this guy shouldn't even be playing here right now. This guy should be in this kind of environment. But at the end of the day, this is just, humble beginnings are called humble beginnings for a reason.
Yeah.
Everybody I know that plays music, they don't have any strong industry connections. They don't have any like rich parents. Some of these people don't have parents, and it shows. But I'm not gonna name names.
Damn.
Do it.
No,
Do it.
I must resist. I must resist. But
Yeah, I mean That's the music scene. I mean, it's the same thing out in Southern California. I mean, same. You see
Same. Yeah. Same
What
with
did
any
Nicki
art
Minaj
form.
say? What did Nicki
Same.
Minaj say? Shit it on him.
Same. It's like in movies too, because like you go and you watch a movie and you're like, dang, why is this not like the number one movie right now? And you look and you see like some other thing is number one. You're like, why? This doesn't make sense. But I'm not gonna. There's plenty of good bands in North Carolina that deserve a shot, and I hope they get their shot one day soon.
I made some really good friends just like playing around. Like for example, I'm gonna name names because I love the homies. My homie
Okay.
Cooper from Caffeine Daydream, he can play his ass
He's a
off
homie.
on it. And he can try the guitar like dude. Cooper's the homie. Really.
I want to shout out my boys from Stomach Bug. I don't know if everyone's gonna be into them, but they're like this Midwest emo band, very twinkly. Love Joe. Joe's a homie. He was with me for our very first show. Like him and his old band, we played together for our very first show in my garage. And he's a homie for real. He helped drum one time when I didn't have a drummer. Who's another good one I want to shout out?
Cheap Speed.
Cheap Speed are good too. Like I don't know what to compare them to. I don't know really how to describe them besides just loud.
But not the loud that makes you want to pull your ears off. The loud
Yeah,
is like,
it's
oh
like
yeah, I got to
it's
get
the
in the
good
middle
loud,
of this.
Like
You ever like stand somewhere with your head right next to a speaker? That's how you're gonna feel at a Cheap Speed show.
it's like that SpongeBob
and
meme,
You'll love it.
The sponge.
But yeah, the one where he's like walking to the speaker and he's smiling. That one. Cheap Speed are the homies. Of course, gonna shout out Sunshine's Moonlight. That's the homie. That's the OG homie for real, for real.
Moonlit Serenade EP out now. Go stream that.
Good stuff. Good stuff. One man band currently. One man band currently. There's a lot of good bands we've played with, and another thing for us is like, okay, these guys can be good, but are they nice people? And we actually want to talk to them.
Oh, for
and
sure.
For the most part, yeah, most of these people are pretty chill. Most of these people, we do another show with them because we enjoy being around them, even if our music doesn't mesh like 100%. But
I've noticed I'm the mingler of the group, so like we'll be playing a show with people we've never played a show with, and I'll just be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Homies.
What y'all be getting into? What we doing after this?
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on?
Where are the functions?
Everybody's dying, bitch.
Let's get you some fruit.
that's good. Like you're talking about, that's good for you to being social. I mean, when I stopped playing years ago, yeah, I showed up, I played the show, and I went to bed.
Yes.
No more
I mean,
social
sometimes
life.
that's how it is.
Yeah.
Depending on
I
how many
mean,
shows you have in a row. I remember like once we played like 3 shows in a row, maybe, and then we
yeah.
all like went home and crashed after.
Well, I mean, I understand. Like, some people do have a problem with like, oh, people go to a show and then after they play, they leave. Which I mean, I used to not like that as much, but I became more realized that hey, everyone's a human being. They probably have a work tomorrow at a job they probably don't like, or I mean, some people have health problems. They have to go home. They may have something they need to take care of. So, I mean, if someone wants to leave early, I mean, maybe say, hey, I gotta head out or something, but it's not like the end all be all. I'm not gonna stop talking to a band or stop wanting to hang out or do shows with a band because their bass player left without telling me goodbye.
How dare he?
How dare you
How,
leave without telling me
how
goodbye?
fucking dare you?
I slit you in the throat.
I will rain hellfire on you. Okay.
So
I'm bringing sexy back.
do you guys have bands that you like to play with, or like you said, you'll just anybody, you don't really care?
A show
It
with
depends.
Sunshine's Moonlight is always a good, like,
It's always a
my
good one,
first
yeah.
show with American Death Cult was with Sunshine's Moonlight. So any
Yeah.
show we play with Sunshine, it's always gonna hit.
We do try to make sure we don't play too many shows with the same lineup as much as possible. It just depends on
Availability.
because sometimes people reach out to us last minute, like, hey, this guy can't make it, can y'all make it? And if we can make it, yeah, we can make it. We'll make it.
We'll make
We
it.
will make it.
Yeah.
So how
We'll
far
make
do you
it.
guys have to drive to play shows? Like, or do you have places that are close by? I mean, I don't know Greensboro very well.
There's a few places in Greensboro, but we also try to get out of
Venture out.
Greensboro. We went to Fayetteville, we did the
We've been
Boone,
to Greenville.
Greenville. That was a show. It happened. It exists.
It exists.
I
I
we
got a
try
couple
to
clips
go.
from that show.
We try to mosey out as much as we can.
We almost went to
I
West Virginia once.
I wish we went to West Virginia. We could have did like a little mini tour just going there.
How far is that from you guys? How far a drive would that have been?
I don't know, but if we stopped along the way, it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
It would have been awesome.
It wouldn't. It would have been awesome. I'm just saying, guys. We go do a little tour after the show. We were in West Virginia. We go look for Mothman. Maybe
I
raid
think
the
our
old abandoned
next
TNT bunker.
I think our next out of state show should be in Oklahoma.
Holy
It could be Oklahoma.
Man, you guys been dang, yeah, good luck.
I don't know any bands from Oklahoma. I can't even think of a single artist from Oklahoma off the top of my head.
The only one that I know of is 311 from Omaha. That's all I know.
311. I always confuse them with Eve 6.
Well, 2 times 11, 6.
All these numbered bands, they all kind of look alike to me.
So your Skinwalker, is that
Yep.
I mean, like you said, when we go looking for Mothman, is that where that kind of came from? That whole
Yes.
Skinwalker Ranch and all that?
We didn't really have a title for the album. And then one day I was like, hey, what about Skinwalker? And they were like, yeah, that's cool.
Dope.
Because I grew up obsessed with like Scooby-Doo, Courage, the Cowardly Dog, a little bit of Goosebumps action, some Haunting Hour later on, eventually got into X-Files later on. Classic show.
Yeah.
Horror movies in general. Maybe at an age a little too young, but that's life.
Nothing wrong
Um,
with that.
I remember I was in my parents' bedroom one time and I was watching TV and Cartoon Network went to Adult Swim
Yeah.
because it was like that time of the day, and Robot Chicken was on. And I was like, okay, I don't know if I should be watching this, but I'm gonna watch it anyway. And then there was this skit about like the Scooby Gang meeting Jason Voorhees, and Jason Voorhees murders everybody. And I was like confused about what's happening on the screen. Why is Scooby Doo being beheaded? And then after that, I was like,
This is
I kind of
cool.
want to watch that again.
Robot Chicken was funny.
Robot Chicken's funny. I mean, Robot Chicken is funny. Like that skit about like the Bop It,
Yeah.
the Bop It skit. That skit's hilarious. But
I still think my
I
favorite though has to be when they did the Star Wars one.
there's so many good Star Wars ones. There's like Robot Chicken's variety is really good. But then I started watching some of the Sci-Fi Channel. Great programming on the Sci-Fi Channel. When you think of class acts, you think of Sci-Fi Channel original movies. Like Ghost Shark, which is probably gonna be the name of an album that we make at one point.
Yeah. I'm not anytime I'm flipping through the channel and I come across like not Sharknado, but like
Yeah.
Octopus Shark. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
you just have to stop and watch it. I mean, I'm not the
Just a-
biggest fan of them, but
Just a little bit.
you
Just a
just
little
have
bit.
to watch it.
There's this one scene from Ghost Shark, and I'm going to describe it. I don't know if you can I don't know how if you could pull up the clip or something in the editing, but this kid, like the slip and slides
Yeah.
with the water. This kid's going down the slip and slide, and then the ghost shark pops up and eats him on the other side. It looks terrible, but I love that clip so much. Ever since I saw that, I can't stop thinking about it.
Maybe I'll have to see if I can find it.
I can send it to you, but
Oh, it cracks me up.
Finding Bigfoot got popular growing up, so I would watch that. There's some woods around my house, so I was like paranoid that Bigfoot's gonna come out and I don't know, steal my bicycle or something.
And still
And so lost tapes would come up, and I remember I had to record certain episodes because they would come out late in the night. So I'll record them not knowing what they are, and sometimes like, oh, I recorded the same episode twice, but still watching it because I had nothing else to do that day. And there was this one episode that I watched, and it scared me, and I was like, I'm not gonna watch this show ever again. And then looking back, the episode was so dumb. I don't know why I got scared. It was like the Strigoli vampire or something like that.
Is that the one we watched?
With the house?
Yeah, with the house.
No, no. The season 2 vampire episode. That's good. That's a great episode. I really do like the vampire designs. Yes. But however, the Strangoli vampire from season 3 is a load of dog shit. Don't watch that episode. That episode is fucking terrible.
Bunch of horse crap.
But like, yeah, I got obsessed with Mothman. I got obsessed with like Bigfoot. Nobody I knew really cared to talk about cryptids for a while. Because I guess when I got into cryptids, it was all about like creepypasta and like Slender Man and all that. So I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I was still into Slender Man and stuff until I wasn't allowed to because of an obvious event that happened in recent memory. And my mom said, hey, you can't watch that anymore. Which, to be fair, I don't blame her.
I think my light flickering right now is just, maybe stop talking about Slender Man.
But I always thought like Skinwalker would be like a cool name for instrumental. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna hold on to that. I think I wrote it down somewhere. And I was like,
Yeah, that's how we named the album. We were running
Yeah.
Skinwalker in your garage like the day you were just like throwing it at us after
And I
we
was
had
like,
played a show for two people.
Look
and
at
I was
this.
like, hey, you guys want this to be the title of the album? And I go, okay.
And we were like, okay. That's how most of our decisions get made. Ethan's like,
Yeah.
hey, let's do this. Okay.
Cool.
I think also y'all said that and y'all weren't sure if I was going to keep that title because I have a history of changing everything. So you
I
probably were
think
thinking, okay,
We'll go with this one.
we'll go with this one.
as
I
of
don't know
right
if I try.
now, album 2, I think,
Yeah.
is on track to be called Mexican Pity Party. I'm not 100% sure
I
anymore.
don't know. It might change. It might not. I was hoping that you wouldn't say it. So looks like I gotta terminate this whole interview now. It was nice knowing you, man.
Now it has to change.
Can you clip
We've
that part out?
never,
Clip this part out, please. Clip this part out.
it
Okay.
doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. Anyway, let's rewind a little bit.
If he,
Something like that.
Yeah.
I always try to like think of like what would be cool album names all the time. And that one I was like, yeah, that one's good. And we just stuck with that.
Nice. So what do you guys got coming up? So you at some point you're going to work on
LP2.
what kind of show? So this one will come out Sunday afternoon. So will you guys have shows scheduled coming up?
We have one
July
at
28th.
July 28th.
I
Where
think
is that
that's
one
Rock
again?
House. Rock
Yes,
House.
that one's in Rock House in Greensboro. After that, I'm gonna be honest, we suck at keeping track of what's coming up after a certain point.
Yeah, I think we got hit up like 2 days ago about a show August
We got,
5th that we don't even remember signing
I don't
on to.
remember. I remember talking about an August show with the same band, but I don't remember that being the date. So this is what happens when you do everything DIY. You don't have a person with a calendar.
We need to hire
We need a booking
assistant
agent again.
and an accountant and booking agents and
I don't think we can
all of
afford any
that.
of that.
Yeah,
Not at
start
all.
making money.
The best thing we can do is probably get someone's mom to do it. So
If it works, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I think my mom could get us a show.
Just
I
like,
don't know if
hey, you should let my son play.
hey, you should let my son play at your place. Oh,
Well,
what
now-
music does he play? I don't know. It scares me though, so it must be okay for this venue.
That we went and saw. So one of the bands I talked with is called Bite Me Bambi.
That's a good band name.
They're a ska band down here. Anyway, so we went and
I
shot.
didn't think that'd be ska.
Yeah.
Wow.
They so my wife listened to it. She's like, I like those guys. So
Yeah.
we're like, all right, there, let's go. We watched them play. And there's a band that played before, and I'm trying to remember what their name was. But when we show up, there's all these kids. I mean, I'm talking like 12-year-olds with shirts everywhere. And you're just like, this is weird.
Yeah.
And there's like a mom selling all this merch. So I just think that the band was just a bunch of kids. And their mom, like I said, mom was doing all the booking and all that stuff. So
I mean, if
It's work.
the mom's good at her job, you know.
Hey man, get it how you live, you know.
it made me chuckle. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Well,
I
so that's what I was gonna ask you. It had to do with skinwalkers, but now I don't remember what it was because I got distracted.
yeah. It'd be like that.
I like a lot of those shows. Like when we come up here, I come up here to Vegas every 3 months for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So for years, we've always been talking about, dude, let's go out to Area 51. Come on, man. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
But that's about as far as we ever make.
Just one show only. One show. Area 51.
Just
Let's see
go
how
up to
long
the
we can keep this going.
go up to the
Before
gates of
we
Area
all get
51
arrayed.
with like go up to the gates of Area 51 with an acoustic guitar and live stream it and see how long you can last before they say, hey, you gotta leave.
Before it gets shot, the guys come.
Bonus points if you play Aliens Exist by Blink 182. Bonus points for that.
That has to be the first song you play because there's no guarantee you're gonna even get through that.
It's a good song. Also, it's a good song.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be kind of funny. I don't know. I'm a little bit too like right now. I think it's 108 degrees right now, and it's 5.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Fuck no.
Yeah. All right. Well, Ethan and Demarion, thank you for joining me. You guys got some albums we can look forward to and some shows the guys got coming up. And,
Yep.
Anything else you want to tell us about? What kind of shenanigans you guys are up to?
D, you go first.
Well,
You do
if
more
you follow
more
my
lollygagging than I do.
if you follow my Instagram, it's Demarion_Tyler. I'll send Jeff all the information to put on screen. I'm always posting about whatever I'm doing or whatever I'm playing at. You'll always find something American Death Cult related on my feed. Keep you up to date on everything. Get some
Yes, sir.
clips of some stuff you'll never think you'll ever like, if you will ever like it. But yeah.
Fair enough.
The one thing I have to end this interview with is
Mug.
yeah, I'm gonna end it with go drink a healthy dose of mug root beer because Carter's not here to yap about that. So
What is he,
go
a
drink
mug
mug
root
root
beer
beer. He's a mug maniac. He
Instead
our
of
most
McFly, it's Mug Maniac now.
yeah, we have a TikTok. We're not really proud of it because most of that is just shit posts mainly, pretty much. Mainly about Carter too, for some reason.
Carter gets the
and
most views on the TikTok, and it
we
makes me laugh.
posted like this one video of us at Taco Bell and Carter's talking about how delicious mug is. And it got like an insane amount of views like the first day. And I was like kind of bewildered. And then I posted like this clip of him talking about mug again, but the camera's like really in his face. And yeah, it has like a lot of views for no reason. The internet is a strange place and it scares me.
It is a silly place.
Well, it was nice talking to you, Jeff.
Well, yeah, thanks for joining me. And yeah, we'll have to do it again sometime when you guys have your new album come out or something.
We can arrange something. You talk to my people, we'll talk to your people.
We'll connect.
We'll connect on a spiritual level.
All right. Well, thanks.
Telepathically.
Yeah, something like that with our alien skins, our skinwalkers.
Of course.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me, and you guys have a good afternoon.
You
You
too.
too, man.
See you, man.
Thanks.
Bye.